This video is brought to you by GraphicStock. Apple's keynote to kick off this year's Worldwide Developers Conference takes place this Monday, and it's going to be huge. So huge in fact that Apple has already started revealing some stuff, as Tim Cook and his Cupertino cronies haven't got the time to fit it into the 2.5-hour jam-packed event. So in this video, I'm going to cover everything we know about the 2016 WWDC keynote. Let's get started. While WWDC might seem like a bit of a snooze fest for Apple fans who don't know anything about Xcode and Swift, the 2016 edition of the annual developer conference should bring lots of new stuff even normals can get hyped about. The WWDC keynote will give us a peek inside the ever-evolving Apple ecosystem, and thus our clearest picture of the future of all Apple products. This year, all of Apple's platforms are set to get major updates, as are some of the company's most popular services, like Siri and Apple Music. The software that powers iPhones and iPads hasn't seen any big changes since the release of iOS 7. So this year's iOS 10 update could be a really big deal. A total home screen makeover with widgets and a new user interface is unlikely, but little tweaks are supposedly coming throughout the system, including a possible dark mode. The Photos app is supposedly also getting an update, adding advanced editing tools and the ability to draw on photos the way you can with Sketch. Apple may also add some special productivity and multitasking features for the iPad Pro to turn the new tablets into better MacBook replacements. Changes to the App Store are also coming, after Phil Schiller revealed that subscriptions will be open to all apps, and the company will give developers 85% of the revenue after users keep a subscription for a full year. One of iOS 10's biggest features will be the ability for third-party apps to connect with Siri. As part of Apple's first step towards competing with Amazon's Alexa-powered products, Apple is set to introduce a Siri SDK. Opening up Siri will make the service a lot more powerful, and give developers new ways to control apps. Soon you'll be able to ask Siri to get you an Uber, order food and more. Siri is also expected to arrive on the Mac this year, with OS X 10.12. The desktop version should be able to do the same things as the iOS version, and should come with an always-on Hey Siri feature for newer, more power-efficient Macs. Despite topping 10 million users in its first year, Apple Music leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to the interface and general usability. Thankfully, it's likely getting a sizable update that should make Apple's streaming music service more intuitive. The new design will supposedly have a focus on album art and emphasise black and white backgrounds. The Connect tab may get removed from the interface, instead being changed to Browse and gain new discovery tools. Pretty much the only thing that's not changing is Beats One, as it's pretty good as it is. I'd also like to take a quick minute to thank our friends and sponsors over at GraphicStock.com. GraphicStock is the place to go for unlimited access to premium stock images that anyone can afford, thanks to their subscription-based model with unlimited daily downloads from over 100,000 photos, vectors, illustrations and more. So if you're a graphic designer, photographer or even video creator, there's tons of resources for you to use which are all 100% royalty free. So sign up for your free 7-day trial at graphicstock.com/x/cultofmac. It appears that the biggest change for OS X will be a name change. Apple's desktop operating system was originally called Mac OS X, until Cupertino changed it to OS X. So in some ways it's a simplification of the original name. The addition of Siri is expected to be the biggest new feature in the new desktop OS. Apple is also expected to make changes to the Photos app and offer better image editing tools. The company may also release an updated version of iTunes with a sleeker user interface. The world could get a few new ways to use Apple Pay this year. While Cupertino is not expected to make any major changes to Apple Pay on the iPhone and Apple Watch, the company is supposedly planning to launch a web version of Apple Pay. Apple may also add the ability to send your friends money with Apple Pay via iMessage, which will come in handy now that iMessage will be available on Android. Not much is known about what Apple plans to add with Watch OS 3.0, but there's only one feature we care about: third-party clock faces. Seriously Apple, we need more options. Everything can't be designed by Johnny Ive. It's only been a year since Apple unveiled tvOS, so it's unlikely we'll see any big new additions at WWDC 2016. However, we expect tvOS will get a bit of stage time, so Apple can talk up improvements coming later this year. Sorry, but if you are hoping to order a new MacBook right after WWDC, you might have to wait a little while. Rumours have been floating around that Apple plans to update the MacBook Pro with a super new thin body, OLED touchpad, USB-C ports and Touch ID. We published spy photos on the new MacBook Pro frame, but sources in the know still say this year's WWDC will be a software-only event. Apple is sure to bust out a few surprises nobody thought of yet during the 2-hour keynote. We didn't even touch on any of the kits: HomeKit, Research Kit, Health Kit, and so on. Plus there will be updates coming to Swift, and hundreds of other little goodies for developers. Well, that's it for this video, but make sure to head over to cultofmac.com next Monday for a full live blog of the WWDC keynote. Also, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss a single video from Cult of Mac. I'll catch you in the next one.